Hey y'all, it's your girl Sia, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, I have not moved, but I wanted to break these things up into different videos. Um, why do women seek an equally yoked male? And why do successful women primarily, why are they stressing those points? Something I've said time and time again is that I should be meeting a male that is equal to me or higher, right? In terms of, or I lie, in terms of adding value to my life. A man, so this is how success works, right? I just want y'all to understand that there's a ladders. It's a ladder. So if you can think of a staircase or a ladder, I'm sure this visual has been provided to you several times throughout your life, right? And for those who have a hard time understanding this, maybe you were the one that didn't pay attention in school. Okay. But usually there's this ladder that everybody has to climb in life, right? You start here and then you work your way up. And naturally you do that because as humans, you start from a baby and then you work your way up, right? Via called birthdays. Okay. So very same thing with this ladder, right? That we're going to envision. But this ladder, for all the ladder that you have, right? You have steps. You have step one, step two, even Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Everybody understands this ladder, right? I'm just saying there's steps to this thing, right? That's just with everything that you do in life. If you're trying to start a business, there's steps to that shit. There's levels to business. You may own a small business while somebody owns a corporation, right? And so there's levels to pretty much everything that you're seeking to accomplish in life. Okay. So you envision this ladder, and let's say Bob is on step number 7. I'm on step number 2. And Raekwon is on step number 5. Okay. Naturally, I would want, just like a man, right? It's the same concept. I want to be very clear, and it's very bizarre to me, how men only see this as male thinking, but fail to understand that it's just human nature. You're not any different than a woman. You're not. It's human nature, right? So a woman is naturally going to, if she's at step 2 and all the men are at step 5 and 7, right? I'm naturally going to be attracted to the image of 5 and 7, right? Because that's what I aspire to be. And I should always be aspiring to be better than who I was yesterday. Any man that says differently is a lie, okay? So in this process, right, if a man comes in, let's say for example, right, just like how you would with a job, right? You start one job and you start to realize I'm not going to be paid anymore, and or you work the steps to get up, right, to become manager, and then whatever, right? So the same process applies as a woman, and you're not really thinking about it this way. It's just natural human nature. It's just how it works, right? So you got a woman who's at step 2 and she has a man that comes in and he's at step 3. Naturally, she's going to see him as better and she's going to want that. You understand that? Anybody who's below you is naturally going to want what you got. I would hope that's the goal, but not necessarily what you got, right? I would think it's inspiration, hopefully not jealousy. Those are two different things, right? But one stems from the other. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a woman is going to say, a man who comes in at step 3 and she's at step 2, she's going to naturally be attracted to that because to her, he looks good. But if I'm coming in at step 6 as a woman, anything I've already accomplished, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well, 6, right? Maybe working my way to 7, right? So I know what it takes to get from step 1 to step 6. Do you understand me? I knew the hard work that I had to do. I know what it took internally. I knew what it took mentally. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know what I had to put in, what I had to sacrifice to get to step 6. So why then would I settle for a man who's telling me, "Yo, I'm on step 3, but I don't really know that I have it in me to go through steps 4, 5 and 6 on my own. I need somebody." Why? Because what that tells me as a woman naturally is that you're weak, that I'm stronger than you. Do you understand me? That's not like rocket science. That has nothing to do with me being a woman. If a man was in the same position, he'd do the same thing. This is why you have in nature your predators and your prey. This is why you have your sharks and your fish. Do you understand? That's the difference. If I know that I had to go through X, Y, and Z to get to step wherever, because I just said X, Y, and Z, excuse my language. Let me rephrase that. If I know that I had to go through steps A, B, and C to get to X, Y, and Z, why then would I justify you skipping a couple steps off of my back at X, Y, and Z? The only reason I would make that decision for real, is if I like you. Hello? And in order for me to like you, right? Well, no, I like that. I take that back. Scratch what I just said. In order for me to like you, that part. If I like you, then I'm naturally going to want you around. Do you see how that works? It's just common fucking sense, bro. It's really not that hard to understand, but I understand that we won't only want to understand what we want to understand to support our narratives and our false ways of thinking, right? So, if I'm a woman, right? And let's say I'm at a 4, right? What men do is they see you at the step 4, and the men at the bottom, 1, 2, right? They try to convince the woman who is at step 4, who climbed her way up to step 4 and found her way there. They try to send you these things about how you're a no good woman so you can come back down to steps 1 and 2, so that you will settle for them. But men who do not know how to pull themselves up from the situation that they were in and or get themselves to where they want to be, those are not fucking men. See, have you ever heard this saying? There was a saying once called what is the words? What is the saying? I know y'all heard it before, but pressure makes diamonds. Have y'all ever heard that saying? So if he is undergoing no levels of pressure, and I mean real life pressure, right? The shit that you also had to come through, but they're telling you that you're weaker than, but you somehow was able to overcome, right? Homelessness, all the real shit, the shit that fucking matters. Fuck what they're talking about invention, right? People have been doing things without everything that we see in terms of materialistic for decades. This is nothing fucking new, right? Meaning that where people need to adapt, they will. So if you took away every fucking materialistic thing that you see right now, right? That would not make a difference in terms of human survival. If I didn't fucking take a shower in the fucking shower in the bathroom, right? I would assume that that's what rivers and lakes are for. That's what God provided. Am I not wrong? Like, people found a way. It's not like water, like man created fucking water. That shit you can find, I'm sure. And if it was all gone tomorrow, which at some point we can expect it to be like it was all gone tomorrow, then humans would adapt. The weak will perish and the strong will survive, male or female. It does not change that fact. Women are humans just like males. So if I'm saying then that I want a man who meets me at my level or higher, that's what I deserve. Anything that is less, I don't know what to tell you, homie. I'm gonna need you to raise your. You can go off of the 5, right? Because I'm a 7, right? I'm just saying, right? In terms of where we're at on that ladder, right? And I'm not saying that about myself because I don't. I'm just giving y'all an example. But I'm at a 7, right? And you're at a 3. Bro, I'm gonna need you to toughen up and I'm gonna need you to climb that ladder to even begin to understand me. Me trying to understand you is me trying to coddle you when I already know the way, but you ain't tried to figure it out. You ain't even got to that point. Bro, what can I do for you? At that point, I've got nothing in common with you. I've got nothing to like. I can relate to how I was there once in my life, but I don't know that I'm trying to be reminded of where I was. I'm trying to get to where I'm going, where I was meant to be. So, homie, it's not personal. It's just where you're at in life. And if I had to do it all by myself, I had no other choice. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to perish, right? I'm not going to perish with the weak. I don't believe in perishing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I'm not willing to perish, which means shrivel up and die and just not amount to shit, then the only other option is up the ladder. You like that's the only other option. It's not like women have the choice. It's the choice y'all didn't give us. You didn't give us a choice. So then when women are successful, this has nothing to do with, oh, well, me being arrogant and me being selfish and all of that. I mean, maybe. But what it means is I want somebody that I can relate to, somebody that I can equally build to, that it's an equal give and take. I should, in some days, right? Some days, it should, maybe I have to carry the load, but some days, not all days. If you're only coming into my life for me to carry the load all days, you're the fucking problem. You're dead weight, bro. Dead weight doesn't stay dead. Do you want to? I mean, dead weight doesn't stay. Yes, the fuck it does. But that's not dead weight doesn't ever go undead. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meaning that you always down. That's not for me. I'm not gonna struggle because I pulled myself out of struggle. If I wanted to struggle, I could have stayed in struggle. Do you get what I'm saying? I didn't want struggle, bro. So it's not a matter of me dissing you because you're a man. My life changed when I got rid of everybody with that similar type of struggle fucking mindset. When I became a square. Do you know what I mean? Like my life really changed when I took my life seriously. See, because I realized that I got a baby that when I die, I got to still be able to take care of. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I have an obligation and a duty, if not to anybody, but to her, to put her first. So that means and includes my life choices and my life decisions. So if I say that I want a man, and let me be clear, a woman should already be like that. It has no bearing on kids or not. I'm just giving it from my perspective, right? I have a daughter's father who has his shit together. The man owns his house and the land that the house sits on. He's got a retirement check that comes from the military every month. So realistically, I can't afford to pull somebody up who then in turn only shows me a level of disrespect and never gratitude. It's never fucking gratitude. It's always disrespect and unappreciation. I refuse. I don't have to tolerate it. I won't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for all these folks out there that are, and women who are out there like, oh, with these women, that's why they'll never find a man. Sweetheart, life ain't all about a man, my darling. It ain't all about a man. Like low key, I done had relationship after relationship. Like real talk. Like I don't have an issue pulling men. I have an issue pulling men who are not self-centered, right? Who do not are all not all about self. And see, I have a father, I have male figures in my life who have taught me that only 99.9% of men mean me any good. And I'm talking about good in terms of love and a relationship. And could it have been that the man that I really wanted was when I was younger? I mean, yeah, I don't know if those men always chose me. Like I have an ex right now who I met when I was what, 18, 17, who still follows me to this day, right? Done had a baby mom. He's probably the most successful I probably ever dated to be outside of my daughter's father, right? But my daughter's father and I got, it's different. He's a lot older than me, a lot older than me. And I woke up one day and said, I don't want this because I realized anytime him and I hung out, he always talked about him. And I sat and I listened and I didn't say a word because that's the type of just environment that he um created, right? And it got tiring of not feeling like I could say anything or like I could interject. This man wanted to marry me. I'm good, right? Because at some point, I still got to turn around and be proud of myself. I got to turn around and look at my daddy and be like, man, this man is your age. I have a father. So for me, my, what's the word? My self love and respect my dignity. I couldn't turn around and then be like, Daddy, I'm gonna marry this man. You come to the the funeral. Like, oh, if that don't say daddy issues in itself, I don't know what else is. Come the fuck on. I had to wake up. Even my mama was like, girl, you settling for the bare minimum. Like, and it was the bare minimum because the moment the man got the chance to dog me out, he did. But this was after I had already made it clear I wasn't interested, right? So let's keep it in mind. If he had it his way, I'd still be with him. That's why he caused me so much hell. But I got an ex-boyfriend from when I was like 18, 17, right? And he's Spanish, okay? And it's so funny because we're the exact same sign. We're the exact same age. I think he might be 1 year older than me. And we clicked. We bonded. We were always like real close, thick as thieves. Like that was my best friend, to be honest with you. And it was unfortunate because he had lied to me about something that was very imperative to me. You know what I mean? And he hated to see me move on. I hated to see him in the situation that he had put me in. Okay. And so as a woman, naturally, I'm a fucking move on because I don't owe you shit, right? When you're in certain situations that you were not honest about initially, that's a you problem, homie. That ain't got shit to do with me. Okay. I'm out. I'm not going to keep myself in situations I don't need to be, right? But the man took care of me. Like he really had my back, right? He was really a friend. And so the last time him and I talked, it was a very positive situation. Well, it was hard. I put that man through some things because you ain't finna disrespect me crazy. I'm gonna let the universe teach you a lesson. Do you understand me? And if I gotta be the center focus of that, if I gotta be the one to initiate that lesson, oh homie, you damn right. Because there's only certain levels of disrespect that I'm willing to take, and abuse is not one of them. I'm letting you know now. So I did some things, and of course, he got mad at me, right? Of course, right? Because that's what men do. But because this man was put in a position where he had to sit down and be still, God said, be still. He realized that he was wrong. And he came back and he apologized for it. In fact, he met me in person to apologize. But he told me, he said, we can never be together again because he just had never experienced such a situation, if that makes if that makes sense, right? No girl has ever really checked him for the disrespect, right? And I sat and I took it and it hurt because I still loved the man and he loved me. And you could tell that it was genuine love. But he also had to take accountability for the shit that he was putting me through and the other people through as a result of. Okay. So we said our goodbyes mutually, and it was very telenovela type shit, like very like romance. It was very like if you read a love story, that's how you say goodbye to a motherfucker. Okay. That's all I can say. And still to this day, any Facebook profile that I create, that man adds me. He'll still tell me all the time. I don't even know if this man is in a relationship. I don't particularly care because realistically, you threw me away for what I felt like he felt was better. And at the time, he would throw jabs and shit, right? But I didn't know my own values. So I would argue with the girls and all that shit, right? Only to realize, homie, you going to do what you want to do. And I realize now this man has like 4 kids. When I met him, he had 1 kid, one. He's got like 4 or 5 kids now, and there were like 2, 3 different baby mamas, bro. And I'm like, damn, like when I look at him and I look at me, I'm like, bro, you're washed up. You're very much washed up. So I say that to say, males, I got a man from even when I was younger that still to this day, like he be trying to, you're so beautiful. I forgot how beautiful you were. He'll just randomly text me and he follows every single page I have he's been doing it for the last 10, 15 years. He told me, he said, you have turned out to be the person that I always knew you could be. I told you that you are better than me. And he's proud of me. Like, I don't care, but that's what he says. So I want to be clear, man. This ideology that women have to settle for what's beneath that. No, you don't. Learn to be happy by yourself. That is the goal. That is the only goal. Fuck what everybody else is talking about, bro. There's too many women out here that are successful and is stooping down to men's level only for them to be jealous of them and be in competition with them, to tear them down and all that jazz because they're not where they feel like they need to be. Wanting threesomes and all this extra shit, not really truly invested, but invested enough to get your money. I'm not paying a man alimony. I'm not doing that shit. I don't believe in that. So he gonna have to meet me where I'm at or higher, or I'm good. Like I'm good. It is what it is. So that's all I gotta say on the matter, y'all. With that being said, let me know what you think down in the comments below, good or bad. I can handle it because I'm always gonna come back with some slick. Let me just say this. I don't read my comments like that, y'all. I don't be on this channel like I haven't gotten to a point where I'm ready to brand the channel. So I have not reviewed comments. Every now and then I'll go back and review comments, but it does take me a while to respond. So just bear with me, y'all. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.